sponsor?
You thirsty?
But you should put it on the floor.
You guys want me to ask you questions?
No, I don't want to answer your question.
Go ahead.
It started, so.
Are we, is Mike ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you guys have 4 games in the next 8 days. How important is the conditioning gonna be, and how do you see that for the team, how conditioning is going?
I think we have the hardest strength coach in the country, so I think we're prepared for this. We've been doing this. We've been practicing hard every single day for a couple months now, so I think it's going to be fine. I think just staying healthy, getting in treatment, rehab, things like that is going to be important.
So both of you have experienced this before, and you've experienced the pace of not only NCAA tournaments and Pac-12 tournaments, and just the regular schedule last year where you went Friday, Sunday, right? And the next day you just have to put that aside, get better for the next game, right? How do you help those that haven't gone through it get going? Because you're thrown into the fire right away right now.
I feel like just making sure everyone stays on top of treatment, because if you're doing recovery for your body, like, you'll feel fine, like, you can play as many minutes as you need to.
Yeah, that, and I don't think you can really prepare them for that. We got thrown in the fire. You just got to get used to it. It just comes with practice, comes with time. They'll get used to it. It's going to take a while because, it hurt for us for a little bit. But other than that, I think they'll be fine.
And Isis, you're one who, you see a big difference in like your strength and everything, your conditioning this year. What's different about how Arizona does strength and conditioning to what you did before?
I feel like it's not so much different in strength and conditioning. It's more like I made some lifestyle changes, like been more focused on what I eat and stuff like that and what I do outside of basketball. And so I feel like that's really helped me to transform my body.
Hey, Kim asked Adia a funny question the other night about you, Isis. She said, how many bigs get on the ground like that and go after 50-50 balls and stuff? What was it in the off season that you did that sort of just flipped, right? That's part of who you are now.
I don't know. I just trying to get every possession for my teammates. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, when you care about your team, like, you do a little more, I feel like.
You're both captains this year. What's that mean to each of you? What do you feel the responsibility is in that role?
I think we kind of took on that role, not even knowing we was going to be captains, just kind of the people we are. We come into practice, holding each other accountable, holding our teammates accountable. We are kind of the ones that are the most vocal. I think we hold ourselves to a higher standard, and I think that kind of bled over into who's captain.
I agree with what she said. Like, we've been having this energy since June 1st, June 1st when we got here. I'm sorry. I lost my voice the other night during our game. I'm not sick. But yeah, what she said.
And both of you have been doing videos to get your peers out to vote. Why was it so important for you two to do those and to sort of step up and sort of hopefully influence your peers to vote?
Not Isis, but she's a granny. This is my first time being able to vote, so it's important for me just because we have the next generation is being able to use their voice. I think it's important that you exercise that and you take accountability for that. I think it's kind of it's definitely your right to do that, but it's also you got to take pride in that. And I think being young and having goals and views for the future, I think you need to exercise your voice and use that to inspire other people. So that's kind of what I've been using my platform for, and just letting people know that I'm going to be voting and they should do the same.
I mean, she hit it. I mean, if everyone votes, like, every vote is important, like, even if you don't think it is, like, especially because all of us vote in different states because we're not all from here. So voting in your state is important.
And for you, Jada, being your first time, what did it feel like for you? I'm under the impression you did a mail-in vote, right? What did it feel like for you for the first time? And Isis, it's a little bit old hat, But what was it like for you, and how do you feel when you vote? Do you get excited? Do you feel part of the whole system and like you're doing something important and everything?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like when I sent in my ballot, I kind of felt like it was like I breathed out, like, oh, like hopefully like my vote like makes a change. Because I feel like, especially with this election, like either way it goes, it's gonna be a big difference in what's gonna go on in the country. So I feel like it just felt really important this year.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I think it's more about like it's not about what they do or what you do. It's about what you believe in and what you think that person is going to do for you and your beliefs and represent what you believe most. And I think that's important, especially for our generation. So I think like ISIS, like I just took a deep breath, like hopefully it does something. Like, you can't do, that's the most you can do. You know, you can't make somebody else vote. You can't vote for them or really change their mind, honestly. So I would just say it was kind of a relief.
What do you guys think you need to focus on these first few games to be successful?
I would say coming in, being ready. I think we kind of have some slow starts. So coming in, punching first, we pick it up, but we need to have that same intensity the whole game.
Yeah, I agree. We just need to have defensive energy the whole game, not just the second half.
What do you think the defense has taken a while to kick in, whereas the offense has started right away?
I feel like it's just like we're a new team. Like we have to gel together, together. So we have to figure out like help side rotation and stuff like that. Like I feel like some of the newer people, like as the game gets going, they get more comfortable and more confident. But like at the beginning of the game, we need to just have confidence in each other and ourselves.
And does it, you know, we always think about Arizona's defense as it's complex, right? And as the season goes on and you learn more, little, you know, more tweaks and more things get put into it. Is that part of it that in the beginning too, while you guys have been here and you know the system, you're still learning it, and you're learning whatever is different at the moment, and it's going to be different for this year. But is that what's hard for people who come in? Like Isis, you came in last year. You were new last year as a freshman, and you came in as an upperclassman. And was it difficult for you to sort of get into it because of all the complexity of the defense?
Yeah, I think they throw a lot of different things at you. You have to guard different type of screens and like, for example, the foreigners, they're learning something in a new language. They're learning how to guard things differently. Maybe they never guarded it this way, so they're getting a lot of things thrown at them at one time. And we don't. A lot of these teams we don't have scout on yet because it's the beginning of the season, so we're just guessing kind of. And so we're just working on the basics, like how to guard off the ball screen, on ball screen, things like that. So you guard it different ways, and for different people, you're going to guard it differently. So I think just them learning that, being comfortable, being confident in that, it just takes practice. So as time goes on, everyone will mature a little bit more. Everyone will be more comfortable. It'll be habits instead of thinking about it.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, I mean, every day we work on defense in practice, and like you could see the younger girls and the new people get better every single day. So I feel like as the season goes on, they're going to be more confident in the system.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Ready for season open on Monday? Super excited. Year 9. Time flies when you're having fun.
4 games in 8 days. You talked about how you guys needed to, conditioning might be an issue in the exhibitions. So how do you manage that over these first 8 days when you've got an average of a game every other day?
Yeah, I know. Well, the players will be happy because practice is always harder. Yeah, I think just managing them. Now we have depth, so we're not playing with such a short roster. I think just managing them well and putting in all the stuff. Because practices are always longer now, which is a lot on your legs because there's so much teaching with 8 new players or 8 new people. So I think that it's just the process. So focusing on 1 or 2 things per practice, not on 10. Because there's right now I'm looking, I was like, I had my list today and I was like, there is like 10 things we need to do before, the next couple of weeks, but just like one thing at a time. Like we have 2 things to work on today and just get better at them. Because UT Arlington, they're good. So it's a lot harder than an exhibition game, obviously.
And what's the scout on UT Arlington?
So they are a really good mid-range game. They are better when their defense is set. They'll throw different stuff at our on balls, but I think one of the weaknesses would be transition defense and offensive rebounding, which we're getting better at offensive rebound, but that's not our strong suit. But I think pushing the ball is, so I think that could be an area we have an advantage. But they're really good. They have a good mid-range game. So for us, I don't know how we're going to respond because we've had 2 slow starts. So how are we going to start and jump on this team and not wait till the second half? I'm just curious to see how we put all that stuff together.
You said you didn't really know why those slow starts are happening. Have you given it any more thought? Do you know now?
No, because the first game, I think the excuse could be it's their first game, like knowing where to check in, just like a lot going on. Most people have not played in front of 8,000 people. So I think that was the first thing. I think the second thing, we changed a little bit of lineup. We played different lineups. I'm playing so many people, so sometimes the combinations, but I feel like certain groups are working really well together. So I think that there's going to be more motivation when it's real, and I think it means something. I think just like psychologically for a player. I don't know. I'm hoping that's the reason.
What do you think it's been on defense and not offense? I mean, because offensively you guys have come out pretty well. It's just you've let the other teams score a lot.
I think defensively, I think having an understanding of when to press, when not to, when to be smart, when to pop back. Like, I think we're not there yet, and we're not. We won't be there for a few months. But I think also understanding is, like, you don't want to give up layups. So we were really tight on the weak side last game, and that's not what we do. We usually don't give up layups. So I think last year we gave up a lot more than we ever do. So having an understanding where the ball is, yes, we're focused on defense, but that's not like glued to your man on the other side of the floor. So I think having an understanding of that. But I think overall, I'd say where we are defensively right now compared to like a year ago or 2 years ago, we're better right now because we help each other more. I mean, I've had some teams where it's like we're just worried about ours. Like, no, my man's not scoring. No, but that's like team. We play basketball, it's team defense. So I think we're getting better at that, but just letting them see it on film, I think was helpful because they were like, well, I wasn't in help side. I think they thought they were in help side, and that happened a lot. So
You could see from the first exhibition game to the second, how they came together more as a team, especially on the offensive side. They were sharing the ball more, and all of that. Was that something that you talked about in between those games, or was that them just sort of understanding everything more?
I think them understanding more, and I think things being pointed out on film. Like little things, like we talk a lot about culture and just like running to pick someone up. All those things really matter. We've emphasized that the whole time, but I think seeing the evidence on film, where a couple of times I, stop film. Ryan, look at the bench in this set. Look at the bench, how excited they were when Jada took this 3 in the corner. The bench was right there. They were all up, every single person. And I kind of laugh at Brea because Brea she was clapping, but she wasn't saying, I was, everybody but Brea. And Brea's like, I'm a clapper. It was kind of funny, though, but she's always great with her teammates. But the other ones were like making faces, and I like that stuff. So I think when you show that stuff, they're more aware of it. And I think it's just more, they're conscious of it. So all those little things matter. I think we have a really good group of girls. They are cohesive, and it shows on the court. They're helping each other. I think some people are trying to find their own, but we're playing for each other, playing together. The chemistry is good. I think different people are starting to work together better, which is what you want. I got to bring in Sky along. Sky played really well. She was motivated. Came in on like guns blazing, but that's good. So I think just like helping them all see what they're doing great, see what they need to improve on, and getting better every game. So I'm hoping you see us with a better start on Monday.
Do you think that motivated Sky not starting?
Yes, I'm telling you, the bench is the best teacher. The bench teaches some good lessons. Everybody wants to play, and I think Sky is a really important part of our team. So like I expect a lot from Sky all the time. And for me, I don't put so much stock in starting. I know everybody does, but like Helena didn't start here for 4 years. And Helena was like one of our best players. And looking back, I look back and I'm like, she should have started those years before. She really should have, because she's a great basketball player. But it doesn't matter. We need to be able to try different lineups. People get hurt. Things happen throughout the year. So I think, Sky is going to be fine. Sky is one of our best players, our best athlete, and I expect a lot from Sky consistently, so I'm going to hold her to that. And so I, as a head coach, have to do whatever is best for the team. If that means one game starting 5 guards, if that means starting 4 bigs, like I have to do what's best for the team. So I'm going to always do that. And then I think that people realize that if Jada has to start the 2 one day, if Ja has to start at the 3 or the 5, like we just do what we have to do for the grade of the team. And that's kind of what you have to do, which is hard. Those decisions are very hard.
How would you sort of, it's so early, but how do you view the coming together of Jada and Paulina? Because they seem, they could be dynamic duels together.
Yeah, and I think that really showed and was evident last game. I just think they're getting used to each other. They've had more reps together. I think early we tried to have even teams, so they weren't getting a lot of reps together. And Paulina's super steady. I think Paulina's feeling good. She's shooting the ball well. She's getting better. She's gotten so much better defensively, and fundamentally she's improving. So I think just bringing her along and keeping her confident, because we need shooters. We need people that can loosen up the defense and open us up inside, open things up for Brea, open drives up for Skylar. So her being able to shoot, and then also behind her, Lauren. Lauren's a really good shooter, and Lauren can score. And Lauren can do a lot of things, just getting Lauren in shape and fit to play 5-minute segments, which she's almost there. And I think Lauren can be very, very special because she's got skill, she's got a chip, she's always played as an underdog, and she's a really good shooter. I mean, and I watch her in practice create space to shoot, and she does a really good job. And I think that she can end up being a really good on-ball defender. I think it's just going to take time, and it's all new for her, but I think she can be really good. And Maylene, getting her to look at the basket more, getting her to be confident in those shots because I believe in her. And I just love, love, love her mentality. I love her coachability. I love her work ethic. She's someone that you'd love to coach. Reminds me a lot of a different but younger version of Helena. Doesn't say much, or Lucia. Those are players I loved. It doesn't say much, but when she talks, it's important, it's valuable, works so hard, gives her 110%, never, is always the right place, the right time, like, always a great teammate. Like, those are people you want to coach, and she definitely is that. Like, I love coaching her.
On the international level, she didn't score a lot there because she
Yeah.
had those big scores. Do you think that carries over?
I think that just made her be a distributor. But she has a good shot. Like, she's capable. So and she's strong, and she's a big guard. So I think just and I see that a lot with Europeans. Helena was the same way. She's like a really good shooter, and she never looked at the basket for a long time until later. So I think that comes. But I like the fact she's so unselfish. She doesn't care about like every other player. Just a normal tendency of America is you look after the game. But I think when you understand basketball, Helena wouldn't jump out on a stat sheet until like her last couple of years, but she was so solid. So I think of Mylene just understanding what she's capable of and what the team needs, and we continue to develop her. Her shots already improved a lot since she's been here, but she's got the foundation, and she has the mentality, which is you can't teach. So she's going to be good. Her and Katarina and our freshmen are going to be good. So I'm excited because they're all hungry. They all put in a ton of work. And they want to be good. And I think that's just half of it. So, yep. You guys good? I know.
Thanks.